big fan of records, world records, world-renowned type records, things that are earth-shattering and in paradigm-shifting, and I don't know. How many grandiose words can I pick to use in all of this? But seriously, records, And I think we set a new one. For the number of people that tagged me under this one particular incident. Now, it's been getting posted all over the place for a couple of days. Now, I haven't been able to record as many isms the last couple of days either. I had some friends sleeping in this room, and so this wasn't my room. It was, their bedroom, basically. But now that they've cleared out, we've been able to evict them. I'm back in to recording. And when I was keeping track of things that were happening while I wasn't able to record for just, most a couple of days, this was the first thing I wanted to talk about. And even after I had decided that this was the first thing I wanted to talk about, I was still, I wanted to find a way to tell you guys that you didn't have to keep tagging me. But we definitely set a record for the number of times I was tagged under this. And that is because, you might know, much the same way that sommeliers are connoisseurs of wine, I am a connoisseur of conniptions, a connoisseur of tomfoolery, as it were. And this might be one of the greatest examples of connoisseuring. Well, yes, in my, from my point of view, because I'm the connoisseur of the whatever. This is a great example of tomfoolery. Lock the fuck in, me included. I'm back, and I'm back. It's been like a day. That's just how many damn videos we do on this channel. Anyways, we're headed to the German second division, the Zweite Bundesliga, for a match between Magdeburg and Greuther Fürth. Now, this is a match between two teams that are not relegation threatened. Magdeburg is second in the league, so this match is kind of important for them. Greuther Fürth, very solidly mid-table in the early part of the season, maybe hoping they'll be able to make some sort of a run. Magdeburg is the home team, and a draw doesn't really help either of these teams. But there was a way that these two sides might have been able to avoid a draw. That would be to not be stupid. Right, and there's the Dwight Schrute's golden rule from the U.S. office. Don't be an idiot. Would an idiot do that? And then don't do that thing. Because there are a couple of things that happened in this match that directly led to goals that were just some of the peak stupidity that you could possibly see. I'm talking Loris Karius on stupid steroids, right? Loris Karius for dummies, right? And this was not against that type of opposition either, where you've got Karim Benzema, who makes a habit out of fooling goalkeepers in the first place. No, this was just unassisted, right? You talk about an unassisted goal. This was just unassisted nonsense. We'll start with the first goal of the match. Okay, and this is Greuther Fürth on the ball. It's Greuther Fürth's goalkeeper who is in possession of the ball that he has managed to collect. He's marshaling his team to get them in position to play out from the back in whatever way the coach has decided was fitting for them. And he decides to then roll the ball to a defender who makes a rather interesting choice. We'll just let this one play. Now, if you were watching this, right? If you're watching this and wondering if what you think just happened actually did just happen, you would be correct. On a live ball situation, the defender for Greuther Fürth just picked up the ball. Now, if you are a professional athlete, you are used to making mistakes. You are, right? Sometimes somebody's more athletic than you, they're faster than you, they're stronger than you. You take a bad first touch, you make a bad pass, right? Unless you're the certain special players, you can't make the right pass 100 times out of 100, right? You're going to make a wrong pass, you're going to take a bad touch, the ball's going to deflect off you in a tough way, and it's going to go in the back of the net. Everybody's equipped to be able to handle that. If you play sports long enough, you're not always going to be the hero. Sometimes you're going to be the villain. But very rarely, in a very exclusive club, are the type of mistakes that are entirely unassisted, that are purely on your own brain power and your particular focus in that particular moment to not do something awful. There's no coaching for this. He just thought it was a goal kick. I've watched the entire highlight, right? I can't show it to you because DMCA and stuff. I've watched the whole highlight. There is no solid reason for this guy to think that this is setting up a goal kick. That's what he thinks is going on. That, or he just got a new condo on the North German shore. the North German shore. Right? He's getting paid off, or he literally wasn't paying attention to the point that he didn't realize this wasn't setting up for a goal kick. To the referee's credit, initially realized what was going on, because this is the sort of situation where it is so shocking to watch this that we have seen, mind you, we have seen in the Premier League, obviously because it's already happened in the Premier League as well. This is a mistake that apparently it is possible to make at a more regular basis than you would think, right? Because you just have so many things going on, I guess. But the referee in that Premier League match made the wrong decision, right? Essentially excused the brain fart, for lack of a better term, just a complete brain fart from the defender, where the referee in this occasion doesn't. Even though this is an unbelievable situation, and your eye, you feel like you need to go like this because you feel like your eyes are lying to your brain in terms of what is actually happening, the guy immediately awards the penalty, and Magdeburg takes a 1-0 lead. The penalty's saved, but it's, kind of bounces around and ends up in the back of the net anyways. And then Magdeburg scores 3 minutes later, and all of a sudden it's 2-0. And that's really all on this unbelievable mistake. You know what I feel worse for? Or what I feel the worst for is the coach. Because normally when a mistake is made, there is a coaching adjustment that can be applied to try and salve that mistake, a tactical adjustment, a personnel adjustment, whatever. I mean, I suppose a substitution could solve this mistake, assuming that the next defender isn't going to touch the ball with his hands when the goalkeeper rolls it to him. But then again, if you're playing American football, that's a perfectly acceptable response. So maybe he just signed up for the wrong sport. But yeah, there's no like retribution or this is the sort of mistake that just absolutely sticks with you forever. It's just the egg on your face, no other explanation than in that moment you were struck with a bout of lunacy. You were struck with a complete bout of being an idiot. It happens to me all the time. No shame. Proud idiots, right? Just kidding. I'm a genius. Look at all this forehead space. What do you think I use it for? Storage? I mean, technically, yes. Just storage of like football and history facts, which is nice. But what is particularly amazing is this is not the only ridiculous incident in this match. Okay, the reason that I was tagged in this so much, the reason that I was pointed in this direction, the reason that makes this match stand out from all of the other singular moments of stupidity is that it happened twice. There were 2 unbelievably dumb moments. And for that, we need to go to the second half. It is 2-0 right at this point after 2 goals in those 3 minutes that I was talking about. But in the 42nd minute, there's a penalty here taken by esteemed former American wonder kid Julian Green, who's carved out a very good career in the Zweite Bundesliga in Germany. He ended up scoring the penalty, but it's how he got the penalty that really just captures the imagination. Now, first, we have Greuther Fürth making a move forward. Pretty good position by the Greuther Fürth forward. He gets obviously fouled from behind. I mean, maybe a tiny touch on the ball there, but he gets absolutely all of the man and scissor kicks his legs down. That's definitely a foul. So at that point, everybody on the field is just assuming the whistle is going to blow. But correctly, this referee, and just shout out to German referees here in general, and this dude particularly, but the referee correctly decides to let this play go. You always want to leave it open for advantage just for a little bit to see if the ball is going to roll into a more advantageous position. Or in this case, if the other team's just going to gift you something, right? Like if the other team is just going to stop paying attention because they think that that foul was designed to, stop the attack or whatever. Then as this ball rolls forward into the box, my man right here, not paying attention to any of the lessons that could have potentially been learned in this match up to this point, decides to, you're never going to guess it, pick the ball up in the box. If there is one game where you are not supposed to make this mistake, it's the game in which it has already happened. You have already watched another defender live out your nightmare and pick the ball up in the box when they weren't supposed to, right? And it is one thing to be a player that gets fouled and then you force the referee to make a decision by then grabbing the ball. You see that happen a lot, but you never see it from defenders in the box. So I ask politely, what the fuck is this guy doing? Right? Because it's just like, yes, it was probably a foul. It obviously hasn't been whistled yet because, I don't know, you can hear the whistle. So unless this guy's deaf, right? He has no excuse for just running up and picking the ball up in the box. I've never seen this. Even the first one I'd seen once before, right? Personally, I have never seen this. And the referee, again, as the players slowly realize that it's happened again and everybody slowly realizes it's happened again, he makes the correct call. He's slapping his arm. It's a handball. And then he tees up Julian Green to go score the penalty. And you know what? Greuther Fürth manages to score again, and Magdeburg drops 2 points at home from a 2-0 lead by quite literally handing a goal-scoring opportunity to Greuther Fürth. I don't even, I don't know. I don't know. There's only so much you can add to a mistake this obvious. Now, the most exciting potential conspiracy theory here is that there was a bidding war going on behind the scenes trying to bribe both teams. And at halftime, the person bidding for Greuther Fürth managed to outbid the Magdeburg bidder. And that, that turned the tide. And then all of a sudden you're picking up a ball in the box all over again. So either rampant mass corruption or rampant mass stupidity is going on in this fight to Bundesliga. And honestly, cinema. This is what lower league football is all about. I'm not talking about crazy lower league football. These guys are pure bona fide professionals, right? They can hold their own on the field against a Bundesliga team, but there's a reason we're not in the Bundesliga either. You got to learn when and when you can't use your hands, okay? Pretty sure this is what the concentration attribute in Football Manager is for.